Hi friends, are you ready to learn about coordinate geometry? I'm going to make the concepts really easy for you. So I'm sure you'll become a master of coordinate geometry after watching this video. So guys, be sure to watch the entire video, and it's great to have a lot of you here. So welcome everyone for this class. So I see a lot of folks are here for this class on coordinate geometry, and guys, please hit the like button right now. And if you haven't checked out our website, do check it out. It's manochaacademy.com. We've got these courses on physics and chemistry, and we have great discounts going on. So I'll put the links below. And I'm excited to let you know that we'll also be launching the maths course for CBSE class 10 and class 9. The maths course for class 10 will be launched this week, and I think for class 9 this week or by next week. Okay guys, so do check it out, and welcome to this class on coordinate geometry. So let's start. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button right now and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on the live classes or these videos that we upload. Okay, so guys, let's take a look at the numbers on the number line. Okay, so all of you know what is the number line and how can we represent the numbers on it. So first, let's mark our zeros. So let's mark the 0 on the number line. And guys, where will, let's say if this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, right? So guys, you know that 3 is going to be here on the number line, okay? And where will minus 2 be, guys? So we have similarly, we have negative values here, right? Minus 1, so here's minus 2, minus 3, and so on. So this is, can you see, we put the point 3 here, and this is the point minus 2. So all of you are familiar with the number line? That's right, it's on the opposite side. So you can represent positive numbers and negative numbers, or we say real numbers on the number line, right? But let's say we want to, let's say there's a point here, right? Which is lying outside the number line. So how do we represent that? Can I represent it using this number line? No, right? Because it's lying outside it. So for that, we actually need a coordinate plane. So let me explain what that means. So here you can see in the coordinate plane, you actually have two lines, or what we call them as axes, right? So this is labeled as the x-axis, and this is x dash, the negative x-axis. Then you have the y and y dash, right? And these two lines, the x-axis here, so guys, can you see? This is called the x-axis and y-axis. They are mutually perpendicular. So they are 90 degree, right? And we were interested in representing a point, let's say somewhere here, right? So this is what we are saying is we are using x and y axis because now we are talking in 2 dimensions, right? So this is a plane. So we need, this is a 2D thing. Previously number line, guys, please take a look. That is a 1-dimensional thing, right? Can you see that? It is 1-dimensional. And a coordinate plane is 2-dimensional. What are the 2 dimensions? X and y out here, right? And the points where this x and y axis intersect, this point is called the origin. Okay, so this point here, right here where they intersect. And you can see that x and y axis are perpendicular to each other. Clear, guys? So we need a 2-dimensional plane. Now let's say we want to plot some point, let's say 5, 3. Okay guys, so let's say we want to plot a point here. So I'm just going to erase this perpendicular also, since you guys have understood that. So let's say we are interested in plotting a point 5, 3, right? So where's that going to be? Let's take a look, right? So if you look at, we need to, again, like the number line, we are going to mark some numbers here. So 1, 2, 3, right? So you can say 1 unit, 2 unit, or just simply mark them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So before we put the points, we must mark our axis. So this is similarly minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and so on. Right, guys? Okay. And similarly, the y-axis also, let's mark it. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3. So look here, these are all positive values. And similarly, if you go down, we have negative values of y. So -1, -2, -3. So guys, carefully note this. Always remember that clearly mark your axes. So label them x, x dash. This is called the horizontal line is called the x-axis. Can you see, guys? And this vertical line, can you see? So horizontal is x-axis, vertical line is called y-axis. Let me write it here so that you guys don't have any confusion. So this is our x-axis and this is the y-axis, the vertical line. Clear? So y dash, y-axis here. Let's write that clearly. Okay, y-axis, right? And they meet at this point, origin. So don't forget to mark the origin here with the O, and then we've put the numbers here, right? So now let's say we want to plot a point here. So let's say we move 5 units here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 on the x-axis, and then we go 3 on the y-axis, okay? So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we move on top here. So can you see, guys? So this point is basically going to be 5, 3. So guys, take a look again. We moved 5 on the x-axis and then 3 on the y-axis. And we represent this point as 5, 3. Okay, can you guys see that? So this is our point P, right? And similarly, where will -4, 2 guys lie? So where do you think is -4, 2 going to be represented on this coordinate plane? Okay, so -4, 2. So now -4 means we need to move along the, so let's say we go to this point. So we are moving along the negative x-axis. So this is -4 and 2 upwards, right? So look here, we moved towards the left, -1, -2, -3, -4. And then we go 2 steps towards the y-axis, right? Or towards the vertical, right? 1 and 2. So this is going to be -4, 2, right? So this was, let's say, P1. This is our point P2, right, guys? Very good. So this is going to be, this is how we plot it. And this is called a coordinate plane. And there are some other names for it also. It's also known as a Cartesian plane. So coordinate plane, also note the word Cartesian plane, or we also call it XY plane. Because note that this is a two-dimensional thing, right? We are working in 2 dimensions now. A number line is 1 dimension. This is 2 dimensions with X and Y. So you guys got the idea how we were looking at the points here? Clear? And let's say if we have some point here, it's going to be 2, -2, right? Can you see that, guys? It's 2 on the x-axis and then we go 2 below on the y-axis. So 2, -2. Clear? Right? All of you are following me? Right? Anybody has doubts here? So this is simple. And now similarly, if you're given a question like this, right? So you've been given the x and y axis. So let's mark it here. So I wanted to label it with you guys. So this is x and x dash. This is y and y dash, the x and y axis. And remember, this is the origin. And let's say we are asked to mark what is this point going to be. Okay. Previously, we were plotting the points, right? While moving on the x and y axis. So we were giving it the coordinates. So now here we want to say, what is the coordinates of this point going to be? We call it the coordinates. So guys, what do you think the coordinates of this point is going to be? Come on, tell me. Very good. I already see answers here. So guys, please try. And guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit it right now and do share it with your friends so that we have more people joining these live classes, and the more people joining the Manocha Academy family, they can attend the live classes and take a look at the videos that we upload. Superb, guys. Very good. You guys are awesome. So this is going to be 3, 2. Very good. So how do we work that out? If you have a confusion, I'm going to make it really easy. The trick is, this point is given. You drop a perpendicular, right? So you drop a line, right, onto the x-axis. This is a perpendicular. So you draw a straight line like this, and then you drop another perpendicular on the y-axis. Okay, right? So let's read the value. So how much is it on the x-axis? You simply have to read the value on the x-axis. So it's meeting the this perpendicular is meeting the x at 3. So excellent guys. So how do we represent this point? The coordinate we write as 3, then we put a comma, and I'm going to explain you some terminology. And for this, what will be the value of y? You can see we drop this perpendicular on the y-axis. So to find the x value, you drop the perpendicular on the x-axis. To find the y value, very simple, you drop the perpendicular on the y-axis. So this is going to be the value here, and you can see it is 2. So excellent guys, you told me the right answer, 3 comma 2. So look, we write it as, so basically the notation is of the form x comma y. Okay, not y comma x guys. First the x value, then the y value, right? So this value is basically called the x coordinate. Okay, so the first value is called the x coordinate. The second value 2 is called the y coordinate, right? Can you guys see that? Simple. Okay, and there's some more fancy names for this. So our x coordinate is 3, very good guys, and y coordinate is 2. Now the fancy name is, for x coordinate we call it abscissa. Okay, so I hope my spelling is correct, right? Abscissa. Right, so please remember it's a tricky spelling, right? So abscissa, and this is called the ordinate. The y coordinate is called ordinate. So we have abscissa and ordinate. Clear guys? So look at this, 3 comma 2. So now guys, can you tell me, is 3 comma 2 and this 3 comma 2 is called an ordered pair. So let's write that point also. So this notation, right? This is known as a ordered pair. So can you tell me that is 3 comma 2 the same as 2 comma 3? What do you guys think? Yeah, very good. Some of you already written abscissa ordinate. So guys, my question is 3 comma 2. So let me write the question here. So question for you guys, is 3 comma 2 same as 2 comma 3? So is 3 comma 2 same as 2 comma 3? What do you guys think? No, everybody's saying no. Absolutely right guys. That is why, see, it's called ordered pair, because the order is very important, right? 3 comma 2, because where will 2 comma 3 be? 2 comma 3 is going to be somewhere here. Let's plot it, right? So 2 comma 3 means 2 is the x value. So this is our x value 2, and then we will go basically and we will go 3 up, right? So we will take 2 and we need to move 3 up on the y-axis. So this is going to be, can you see, 2 comma 3. So our other point, let's call it Q, is going to be 2 comma 3. And you can see guys, very good, it's not going to be the same. So that's why it's called an ordered pair, where first always you write the x coordinate, don't confuse it, comma y. You can't change the order, right? X first, x coordinate is known as abscissa, y coordinate is known as ordinate. So please remember these terms so that you find it really easy. Okay, very good, clear? And now let's talk about another important term in coordinate geometry. It's known as quadrants. Okay, so like we talked about, this is our x-axis here, the x dash, right? The negative x-axis represented by x dash. We have y, y dash, and this is our origin, remember, where the x and y axis intersect. Now you can see that x and y axis, they're dividing each other into these 4 parts. Guys, can you see here? You have one part here, second part, third part, and fourth part. Okay, so these 4 parts, quad means 4, right? So these are known as quadrants, and they are marked with the Roman numerals. So this one is called the first quadrant, right? And then you move in a anti-clockwise direction, not clockwise. So this will be our second quadrant. Okay, this is going to be the third quadrant. So guys, can you see we are moving in a anti-clockwise way? So first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and guys, this is going to be our fourth quadrant. Clear? So we have these 4 quadrants here. Clear guys? And now what you will see here, so in the first quadrant, can you tell me what will be the values of x and y, like positive or negative? So what do you guys think? So if I try to represent the numbers in the x quadrant, Will it be like positive for both x and y or positive and negative? What do you think, guys? Okay, very good. So Prakriti is saying plus comma plus, right? Positive, positive, right? Very good, guys. So positive, because can you see that in the first quadrant, the x values are positive. Can you see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marked here, and y values. So any point that lies on in the first quadrant will have positive values. Okay, excellent, guys. Positive will be the thing here for both x and y. That's why I've written it as plus comma plus. Can you see that? Okay, so both will have positive values, x and y. Now what about the second quadrant, guys? What should I write? Can you help me here? So what should I write for the second quadrant? So is it going to be plus comma minus? Come on, guys. I want all of you to try. And guys, there are a lot of folks out here. Can I get some more likes from you? I think there are more people than the number of likes. So come on, guys, give me a like here, and hope you're enjoying these live sessions. So do share it out with your friends. And I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button right now. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thanks for the likes. And if you guys haven't hit it, please hit it right now. And thanks a lot, guys. So you guys are saying negative comma positive. Very good. I think that's the right answer. So let's confirm that. So if you look, x values, can you see, are negative. So any point which lies here, right? Some point here will be minus 4 comma, let's say 2. You can always take an example. So negative values. So the x values will be negative and the y values will always be positive in the second quadrant. Superb. You guys rock. Minus comma plus. Excellent. Guys, can you tell me what will be the answer for the third quadrant? Come on. So for the third quadrant, what will be the values of x and y? Positive or negative? So get these concepts really clear and visualize it. Coordinate geometry, you know, it's all about visualization. Okay, very good. Satyanarayan Mandal says negative comma negative, right? Science is Life says, what do you say? Okay, Albert Einstein says negative, negative. Okay, very good. So most of you are saying negative comma negative. Excellent. Because in the third quadrant, you can see both the x and y value will be negative. So that's the order. And guys, what about the fourth quadrant? So that should be simple, right? X values will be positive and y values will be negative. Can you see? You can look at the axis. So x axis, you can see there, when we are in the fourth quadrant, you can see the positive values here and negative values of y. So any point lying here will have positive and negative. Clear? Simple. So, and see, remember the quadrants are numbered according to the anti-clockwise. Can you see that? So quadrant number 1 here, then 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so don't go clockwise, they're anti-clockwise. Excellent, guys. And I'm sure you've seen a graph paper in maths or physics, right? So coordinate geometry, usually we try not to just sketch it roughly, we try to do coordinate geometry on a graph paper. So let's try it here, guys. So let's mark out our axis again. So don't forget that, because many times, you know, in the test and all, we forget to label the axis. That's a common mistake. You go directly for the points. Okay, so please don't make that mistake. Let's write x-axis clearly here. The negative x-axis x dash, y dash, don't forget it. I know I'm repeating so that you guys don't forget. Okay, and this is the origin, right? So the origin is over here, O. So let's represent it by O here, right? And now we need to also mark out the, since we've got a graph paper, we can accurately mark down the values here. So let's write down so this is, let's say, going to be 1. We have, so let me write it a little clearly here for you guys. So this is basically, this point is going to be 1. Then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on, right? On the x-axis. Similarly, this will be -1, -2. Can you see that? -3, right, guys? -4, -5, -6 and so on. So what am I doing? Every unit on this graph paper, can you see those thick lines? Not the fine thin lines, those thick lines I'm taking as 1 unit. Okay, so similarly on the y-axis, this is going to be 1, this will be 2, so the next thick line will be 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. And similarly you'll have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and so on the negative y-axis. Okay, clear, guys? And remember that when you look carefully at a graph paper, right? So maybe you're finding it hard on the screen here, but each of those boxes is further divided with this help of thin lines. There are 10 divisions there, right? So it's like the millimeters on a scale. You know, 1 centimeter is divided into 10 divisions, 1 millimeter each. So you can easily plot something like 2.5, right? It'll be in the center between 2 and 3 and 2.3. So those will be easy to plot on this graph paper, right? So then you can do your plotting more accurately rather than just roughly drawing the axis. Clear, guys? And so like we discussed, so I'm going to put a point here and you guys need to tell me what will be the coordinates of this point. So let's say I'm marking this point here on the graph. Can you see this red dot here? So guys, can you tell me, let's call this red dot A. Okay, so can you tell me guys, what is the coordinates of A? Come on, I want all of you to try here. So what should I write the coordinates of A as on this graph paper? Wow, you guys already ready the answers. Excellent guys, come on, try. Okay, I'm seeing two types of answers, I think 2, 0 and 0, 2. So now guys, you guys need to decide what will be the right answer here. Okay, some of you are writing 20, don't forget the comma. Okay, it's not going to be 2 and 0, 20. There's a comma there. Okay, and yeah, don't write it with a space. So it's a comma notation, and usually we put a bracket also, right? So this is going to be, so let's see, remember the coordinate, it's an ordered pair. So always X, comma, Y. Okay, so what is this point going to be, guys? Take a look here carefully. So if we see the X coordinate is the value of X, and you can see that since it's lying on the X axis, this value is 2. So it's going to be 2. And what is the value on the Y axis, right? So if we are drawing this perpendicular line to the Y axis, you can see it has no height on Y, right? So there's no height on Y. So answer is very good, guys. You got it. 2, 0. Okay. Please take a look. Why? Because the X value is 2. Can you see it is 2 on the X axis, and since it's lying, if we draw this line here, it's going to be right it's going to hit the 0 of the Y axis. Let me mark this. This was our origin O, right? So let me see if I can erase that. Yeah. So this is 0, right? So this is going to be 0. So 2, 0. Very good, guys. And guys, what do you think this point is going to be? So if I put another point here on the X axis, so can you tell me the point B, what is it going to be? Come on, guys. So what should I write for point B? So point A was 2, 0. What will point B be? Okay. Priyal Kothari, Albert Einstein, right? They have the right answer. Okay. Wow, very good. So many of you are writing. Excellent, guys. 5, 0. Okay. Because you can see the X value is 5. The Y value is 0. It has no height on the Y axis. Clear? So simple. And so any point. So can you see 2, 0, 3, 0. So any point on the X axis. So if you take any point here or anywhere, it can be represented. So a point on the X axis is basically going to be of the form X, 0, because it has some X value, but it has no height in Y. It's lying on the X axis. So it doesn't have any distance on the Y, right? So it's all on the X axis. So it's X, 0. Clear? And similarly, guys, can you tell me, let's say I mark this point here, right? So guys, can you see the point C over here? So who can tell me what will be the coordinates of C? Come on. Right? So I think Divyam has the right answer. Come on, guys. What will be the point of Senthil Kumar? Very good. So what is going to be the coordinates of C? So can you see on C, the X value is 0, right? Because it is not moving. There's no, so if you drop this perpendicular line, it's going to hit the 0 of X. So X value is 0, but the Y value is 3 because it has a value in Y. You guys can see that, right? So it's going to be 0, 3. And similarly, any point on the Y axis, so any point which lies on the Y axis is going to be of the form. So what form will it be? 0, Y. So it will not have any X value. It will have a Y value. Excellent, guys. So keep this in mind. It will help you understand the concept, right? Clear? Now who can tell me what will be the coordinates of the origin? So what should the coordinates of our origin be? O. Okay. So guys, try what will be the coordinates of the origin. So excellent guys, great to see all of you interacting here and writing the answers. Superb guys, very good. Excellent. So origin is going to be simple, right? So origin is going to be 0, 0. So our origin O is basically of the form 0, 0. It's very important point. It's the point where the x and y axis meet. So there's no value, there's no movement on the x, no distance on the x or y axis, 0, 0. Please remember that, right? And we always write x, y. So clear? So do practice with a graph paper. It will really help you in the coordinate geometry questions and your physics questions also. Excellent guys. So now let me discuss a practical application of coordinate geometry, right? So coordinates can be used in a map. So let's say this is your house, right? So let's say this, here's your house, and let's say this is the door of your house, right? So this is the entrance, or this point is the door of your house, right? Here. Okay. And let's say we have this park here, right? So how do we give the coordinates of the park with respect to your home? So you can use coordinate geometry with the maps. Just like, remember guys, in geography we have this thing, right? If you think about geography, you have north, south, west and east. So in coordinate geometry also we have something similar, right? So we've been doing that. So here in coordinate geometry, guys, what have we been looking at? The x and x axis, x dash, right? Negative x axis, y and y dash. Can you see the connection? They're very similar. So instead of the directions of north, south, east, west, we talk in terms of x and y, right? Okay. So let's see how we can use the graph paper and tell the coordinates of the park. So I'm actually going to superimpose the graph paper on this map, and let's take a look, right? So it's going to look something like this, where remember this was your house. Okay. So this is your house and this is the park, right? Okay. And let's say this point. Okay. So this point is the entrance of your house. So we are going to take that as the origin. Okay. So we're going to take that as the origin, and let's say we want to find the coordinates of this point on the park, right? So this edge of the park here. Okay. So how do we do that, guys? Please take a look here. So what do we do here? Very simple. We'll first draw the x and y axis. Remember, the x axis is the horizontal axis. So let's draw it, and since we are interested from your home, right? So let's draw it passing through your door or the origin here, right? So this is our x axis here. Okay, I'm just drawing it roughly. So x axis, x dash, right? And the y axis is going to be here. Okay, that's not a very straight line. Let me try again, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, it's hard to draw on the tablet. Oops. Okay, let's try again. Yeah. So this is our y-axis. Looks a little crooked, but you guys get the point. So we are drawing the x and y-axis. And can you tell me the coordinates of that dot, right? So we are interested in this dot on the park. Very good. I already see some answers. Excellent, guys. So all of you try what will be the coordinates of the park here. Come on, guys. Right? So can you see how do we work out the coordinates? Simple. So what is the technique I taught you guys? We are going to drop this perpendicular, right, onto the x-axis from here, and the perpendicular onto the y-axis. So see, we can give the coordinates of the park with respect to your house. So coordinate geometry is like maps, right? You can get the coordinates. It works, is like giving the coordinates in a GPS, right? So very good. I see a lot of answers here. So remember, we were taking these as 1 unit. So this is 1, 2, 3, and this point is basically going to be 4, right? You guys see, this is 1, 2, 3. So this is 4. This was our origin here. Let's write it here. Okay. And similarly, if you go this way, 1, 2, 3, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Excellent, guys. So the correct answer you guys have written in. So always the x coordinate first, 4, 6. Can you see? That is the coordinates of that point on the park from our house. Okay, so you guys get the visualization, the practical application of using coordinate geometry to find the coordinates, right? And the x, always remember this order, guys. X, y It's an ordered pair. And here the answer was 4, 6 for us. So see, it lied on the first quadrant. You have both the positive values. Okay, super. Now let's also talk about other interesting, so we are coming to interesting applications of coordinate geometry for linear equations, right? Or linear equations in two variables. So we'll come to that. So first let's take a look at these linear equations. So if you look at our first equation here, so let's focus on this equation, the equation 1, right? So we have 2x plus 7 equal to 0. So guys, this is a linear equation because we have x to the, so it's a linear equation because it's x to the power 1, degree 1, and it's in x. So can you solve this equation for me, and what will be the value of x, guys? Can you tell me? So what is going to be? Very good. So minus, right? Minus 7 by 2, right? Or which is basically equal to minus 3.5, right? So this is a simple, it's a linear equation in one variable. X is the variable here, right? So here we are looking at linear equations in one variable. Clear? And guys, can you solve the second equation for me? So that's also a linear equation in one variable. Who's the one variable? Y. Okay. So can you tell me what will be the value of this? You just have to simply work it out, right? So y will be basically, you move it to the other side. So 2y is equal to 6, right? So, or we have y is equal to 6 by 2. So what is the answer? Very good, guys. Very good. Y is equal to 3. Again, we have only one variable, right? So we have the linear equation in one variable. Clear here? Right? So we can represent this, so x, we can represent this solution on the number line, right? So we can put x on the number line minus 3.5, y we can put as 3, right? Clear? Now let's talk about another interesting thing. Let's say we have linear equations in two variables, okay? So now if you look at this one, this equation here, so we have this equation where we have x and y. So it's linear equation in two variables. We have x and y in the equation. And it's again linear because it is degree 1. It's not x square or x cube or y square, right? It's x to the power 1 and y to the power 1. That's why we call it a linear equation, but this time in two variables. Okay, can you see that, guys? So this is the equation we are interested in. So linear equation in two variables, right? This one. So now can you tell me how many values of x and y will satisfy the above equation? Is it 0, 1, 2 or infinite? What do you guys think? Come on, I want all of you to try here. So take a look at the equation. How many values do you think will satisfy this equation? Okay, what do you guys think? Okay, I'm seeing answers infinite, A, B. Come on guys, C, decide. And guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit it right now and do share it with your friends so that we have more people joining the Manocha Academy family and taking part in these live classes and watching the videos. And also do check out our website, manochaacademy.com. Okay, because we'll soon be launching the maths course also. We have interactive videos and more live classes on our website as well. So do check it out, and we've got big discounts going on for you. All right. So very good. I think a lot of you had told this equation will actually, so let's take a look. If you, before I give out the answer, let's see what values, right? So let's say if you take the value, if you take x as 0, right? Then you can have y can be 3, right? And you can see it will satisfy because if you substitute 0 plus 2 into 3, that's 6, okay? Or if you take, let's say, x as 2, then y can be having a value 2, right? So because 2 plus 2 times 2 is 4, that's so 2 plus 4 is 6. So again, it gets satisfied, right? And if you go on and on, actually this has infinite solutions, okay? Because we have these infinitely many solutions will satisfy this equation, right? So the answer is infinitely many solutions. So why is that? Because you may say, why am I getting infinite solutions? Because we have two variables but only one equation here, right? So you can keep on putting in different values of x and you can keep adjusting the value of y, right? So note here, guys, we have two variables but we have only one equation. So when you have two variables and only one equation, you can have infinitely many solutions like this, right? because you can plug in different values of x and y. Clear? Excellent, guys. So a lot of you wrote the right answer, and some of you wrote one or two. Good. You were looking at one possible answer, but you can go on and on. So this is going to be infinite solution. So very interesting, right? So let's go ahead and substitute some values here that we were talking about. So let's take x here, right? So we can take some values of x, and you can take some easy, simple, convenient values. So let's say for x equal to 0, what value of y do we get? Let's see. So when we take x as 0, y is going to work out to be 3. So how do you get that? Very simple, guys. Take a look at our equation and just substitute. So in this equation, if you substitute 0 plus 2y equals 6, right? So you just have to substitute the value. So 2y equals 6, therefore y is 3. You just have to solve, right? So what is the idea? You take some value of x and you solve the equation for the value of y, right? This is how you do it. Similarly, we can take any other convenient value of x. Let's say we take 2, okay? So try to take values so that you don't get fractions, okay? Because plotting fractions on the graph paper is more difficult, right? So let's try if we can get integer values here. So if we take, because we can take any convenient value, right? So if we take x equal to 2, and if we solve this equation, what are we going to get? Again, so let's substitute 2 plus 2y equals 6. So 2y is equal to 4, right? 6 minus 2. So we're getting y equal to 2. So let's put that in our table here. So guys, can you see? We are making a table of values in x and y, right? And why we are doing this? Why are we making this table? So that we can plot it on our graph paper, right? Because we are going to be looking at linear equations in 2 variables and plotting this on a graph paper, okay? So we are coming to that. So again, let's take a value of x as 4. So again, if you substitute 4 plus 2y equals 6. So 2y is equal to 2. Therefore, y is basically 1, right? Simply solve it and you'll get 1 here. Similarly, again, let's take the value of x as 6. And if you substitute, you'll see y will be 0. So all of you clear about this, right? Excellent, clear, guys. So we've made a table using our equation here. So this was the equation we are basing it on, which is a linear equation in 2 variables. So we have one linear equation in x and y, and we are seeing what values of x and y satisfy this equation. And we know that this is infinitely many, guys. So this is going to go on infinitely many. And we'll talk about how many you need, right? So the table is endless because you can keep on putting some value of x, right? And you'll get some value of y, right, guys? Like for example, if you put y as, let's say you put, okay, so let's say we put y now. So let's say we put y as 5, okay? So 2 times 5 is going to be 10. So what is the value of x going to turn out to be? So x plus 2 times 5, 10 is equal to 6. So x is basically going to be minus 4, right? So you can get negative values also. So here our x is going to be minus 4, right? So this table will go on and on, okay? Now let's take a look at these x and y, these ordered pair, and try to plot this linear equation in 2 variables on the graph, okay? So guys, here we have so I've taken these values, right? The values we used here, and we're going to plot it on a graph. So come on, can you tell me how many points do I need to, or let's start plotting it first, and then we'll see how many points do we need, okay? So let's take a look here. So we start with 0, 3. So guys, let's mark it here first. So x dash, right? Y and y dash, right? So let's plot a sample point first. So we have 0 here. So let's mark down the values. So this is 1, 2, 3, okay? 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And similarly, you'll have -1, -2. So this is -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. Similarly, on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And similarly here, okay, my O is too big, right? So let's write that small. And we have -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. Okay, so if we plot the first point here, what is it going to be? 0, 3, right? So we have 0 on the x-axis and y value is 3. So 1, 2, 3. Right guys, do you see we plotted this first point? Okay, right? And if we take the next point, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 2, okay, so this is going to be here, right? Do you guys agree with that? Right? Oops, it disappeared. So let's put that point. So this is our second point here, 2 comma 2, right guys? What about 4 comma 1? So that 4 comma 1 is going to be 4 on the x-axis, 1 here, so it's going to be here, right? And the last point, 6 comma 0. So 6 on the x and 0 on the y. So do you guys see? So let's go ahead and join these, right? So let's see, I'm going to join these with the orange thing. Okay, it's a little hard to join. Let's try that. Okay, hopefully I managed to join it, right? So we joined those 4 points here, right? We plotted these 4 points here and we joined it, and look here, we've got a straight line. Very interesting. Can you see guys? We have a straight line here. Okay, can you see that? We are getting a straight line. So guys, do you know why we're getting a straight line here? So who can tell me guys? When we plotted these points for a linear equation in 2 variables and we joined it, we are getting a nice straight line. Why do you think guys? Yeah, straight slanting line. Very good guys. But why are we getting a straight line? So who can tell me? Come on. Okay, so this is a very important point to know because it's a linear equation. Okay, it's x to the power 1, y to the power 1. It's a linear equation in 2 variables. That is why we get a straight line, because this is not x squared, x cubed, right? It's a linear equation in 2 variables. So whenever you plot it, you are going to be getting a very good. Some of you are saying linear, and that is why we get a straight line. Okay, so whenever you plot it, a linear equation in 2 variables, remember guys, you should be getting a straight line. Now can you tell me what is the minimum number of points you need to plot this? So we are plotting this, we are showing the line, we are plotting in the graph paper. So how many minimum points are needed here? Guys, who can tell me what is the minimum number of points needed? So minimum number of points that we need to plot it. Okay. Some of you are saying 3, some of you are saying 2, 5, infinite. No, I'm asking to plot this line properly. You're right. I mean, there'll be infinite points line, right? Because you can keep on calculating. But I'm saying to get your straight line, to get your graph, the straight line graph, what is the minimum number of points you need? Very good, very good. Because you know that if you have 2 points, so the answer here is minimum points is 2 points. So if you have 2 points, you can plot a line. You know guys, if you take 2 points, you can easily join the line. So let's say we had taken only these 2 points, right? Let's say 0, 3. So we had taken only point A and this point 2, 2B. It was enough to join that line. Excellent guys, you got it? Okay. But look here, wait. So in the exam, should you be using 2 points, 3 points, 4 points? How many should you be using? So the recommendation is, it's recommended to use 3 points, okay? So I recommend you guys to use 3 points. Why? Because the third point will act like a test. You're going to be checking your answer, right? So I would recommend you guys, you need minimum 2, but go for 3 points. Okay. So we don't need this last point. So this last point will not be needed. So this is not needed. Okay. So we can go just till 3 points here. So 1, 2, 3. Why? Because we will plot the line using the 2 points. Basically we plot these 3 points and the third point is acting like a check because you can draw any line between 2 points. But if you have 3 points and all 3 lie, that means you have the correct answer, right? And all 3 lie on the line. So guys, please remember this important tip that I've given you, that it is recommended. So you need 2 points, but I'm recommending you to use 3 points because your third point is this point is acting like a check. Okay. And if the 3 points are not lying on a straight line, either your calculation is wrong. So when you are calculating X and Y, or your plotting is wrong. Okay. So that's an important point to check your answer. Because remember, linear equation in 2 variables, since it's a linear equation, you should get a straight line and all the 3 points that you plotted should lie on that line. If any one of the points is not lying, Either you made a calculation mistake or you didn't plot them correctly. Okay, so guys, will you remember that important tip with me, for me, right? Okay, and guys, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. So now I have a question for you. What do you think is the equation of the line shown in this graph? So here again we have, this is our origin, x-axis, x dash, y dash, right? And let's mark these values 1, 2, 3, so that it's easy for you to see. 4, 5, 6, right? Similarly here you have, you guess it, right? So 1, 2, 3, you guys got it? Okay, so can you tell me guys, what is the option here? This blue line I've shown, what do you think is the equation of this line? So this line I'm talking about. So what option, so which equation here matches the line drawn there? Okay, so good, I'm seeing a lot of answers. I want all of you to try here on the chat. So A, B, C, which option do you think is going to be? Okay, so please try. So one trick, if you're confused what it's going to be, let's look at the points on the line. So if you look at this point, which is on the x-axis, can you see it's 4, 0, right? Let's write it clearly here. So let me just label that point. So this point A here, you guys can see that A is going to be 4, 0, right? And if you take any other point here, let's say a little higher up here, the point B is basically going to be 4, right? 4, 3, right? And similarly, any other point on this thing, so something down here would be, so if you had C down here, it would be 4, -2. So guys, can you see that always the x value is 4 here, right? Guys, can you see that? The x value is always 4 here. Does everybody follow me? But the y value can change, because as you move along this line, the x value is fixed, but it can have different y values. Okay, guys, do you see that? So now what do you think the answer is going to be? Okay, so the answer is x equals 4, because no matter where you have it, x is equal to 4. Okay, guys. So yes, x equal to 4, you can put on a simple number line also, just this dot here, but we are talking about a 2D plane, right? So we are talking about x and y values, so it can take, it has the value x equal to 4, but it can take any y value, right? So this line you can see, so guys, can you see that this line is parallel? So the line we are talking about here, so the line is parallel to the y-axis. Can you, all of you see that? Can you see it's parallel? Let me draw that clearly. So the line is parallel to the y-axis, parallel to y-axis, and it will be of this form, x equal to some value, and for this line it is x equal to 4. Clear, guys? And it can have different y values, because see, it's cutting x at 4. Okay, so that is the best answer here. That is the correct answer, I mean, right? Okay, guys, so now try this question. What is the, and before I move on, similarly, one second. So before we go to the next question, guys, let's say if we have a line here, let's say, let me draw a line here for you with the orange color. What will be the equation of this orange line? So can you tell me, guys, what will be the equation of the orange line here? So the line I've shown. Okay, so who can tell me the equation of the orange line which is parallel to the x-axis? Can you see, guys? So the line which is parallel to the x-axis. So who can tell me its equation? Come on, guys. And if you can't see the screen clearly, it's cutting the y-axis at 3. Okay, excellent, guys, superb. I see Sunil has the right answer, right? Okay, Oswin has the right answer. Very good, because the previous line was x equal to 4. This line, you can see, it will always have the y value is fixed, 3. Can you see? Because it's parallel to the x-axis, so the distance on the y is fixed. So this line in orange is going to be of the form y equal to 3. So y is fixed, x value keeps changing as you move along the line. Clear, guys? Excellent. Yeah, a lot of you got it. But we are talking of equation of the line, so just don't say 3. It's going to be of this form, y equal to 3, because y value is always 3, x can change. All right, guys, superb. Now I want you to try this question. What is the equation of the x-axis? So this is an interesting question, that we have again our origin, the XY axis, right? So the question is, what is going to be the equation of this X axis, the horizontal axis? So guys, what do you think is going to be the answer here? So I think this should be simple for you. Come on, try guys. I want all of you to try in the chat. Come on guys. What do you think is the answer here? Okay, so if you look at the x-axis, we are talking about the x-axis, which is this guy, right? So this horizontal line, oops, let me draw it in orange here. So we are talking about this guy, right? Our horizontal x-axis. Okay, so it's the x-axis, and can you see the x-axis basically, it has on the x-axis the y value is fixed, right? Because y is basically 0. It has no height on y. Okay, but the x value can change. So if you take any point on the x-axis, for example, this is this point is basically going to be 2, 0, right? This point somewhere here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, right? So the x value is changing, but y is fixed. Okay, so the right answer is going to be y equal to 0. Do you guys agree? Not x equal to 0. Guys, be careful here. What is the equation of the x-axis? Okay, so guys, can you see the x-axis is basically, since it's lying on the x-axis, it has no height in y. So if you guys look here, it has no height or no it's no distance on the y, right? So it's a little confusing, I know. The equation of the x-axis is going to be y equal to 0. Do you guys agree? All of you follow me? So guys, take a look here if you're confused. So the equation, so it's just like this, like the previous question you saw. When we had this line, remember we took the orange line which was parallel to the x-axis, right? And what is the value we got there? Y equal to 3, right? This orange line, it was parallel to the x-axis. Its value was the y value, y equal to 3. So similarly, the horizontal line which is passing through the origin, right? We can say basically it's parallel to x-axis or it's on the x-axis, right? So it is on the x-axis. So its value is basically going to be the y value. Can you see here? The y value is always 0. So the answer, correct answer is going to be the equation of the x-axis can be represented as y equal to 0. Clear? Right? Not x equal to 0 because it has no height on y. X value can keep on changing. X need not be 0. Clear? And similarly, guys, can you tell me what is the equation of the y-axis? So now we are interested in this y-axis. So who can tell me what is going to be the right option here? Come on, guys. I want you guys to try. So what is the equation of the y-axis? Y-axis means this line, right? So what is the equation going to be? So can you see that it on the y-axis, you can have different values of, right? So when you're looking at the y-axis, you can have different values of y, right? But what is the value of x? Okay, because as you move along the y-axis, so if you're here, right, you can have possible different values of y, but the x value is always fixed, right? Because there's no shift on the x. Okay, so now, yeah, very good, guys. A lot of you got it. So y-axis is going to be actually x value is fixed, x equal to 0. So this is our correct answer, option A. Okay, so it's a little confusing. Remember, y-axis, x-axis, what's the equation? Y equal to 0, because you can have any different value of x on the x-axis, different points, right? But the y value is fixed. And similarly here, the equation on the of the y-axis, x is equal to 0. Clear, guys? Okay, and so see, we are talking about the equation of a line, right, that we were plotting. Like just now we plotted this linear equation in 2 variables and we said that it has infinite solutions. So any point on the equation satisfies our linear equation in 2 variables, and those were special cases of x and y axis. But when you plot any linear equation in 2 variables, we are talking about 2 variables because we are thinking in 2D, x and y. So that will give us a straight line, and any point lying on the line will satisfy our equation. And that's why we said there are infinite solutions, but I recommend you to do, if you're asked to plot the line, you should take 3 points so that you can test it out. Clear, guys? All right. And I have one interesting question for you as your homework question. So what do you think is the equation of the line shown in the graph? Okay. So I've shown a graph here for you. And sorry, I didn't mark the axis. So let me do it right now. X, x dash. We have y, y dash. And this is our origin. So you need to tell me the equation of this line, right? The line which is shown in blue color here. So which of these options do you think, A, B, C, or D, which option satisfies the equation of this line? And do let me know your answer by putting it in the comments below, and I promise to reply to your answers as soon as possible. So guys, please try this question, all of you. And I know I see a lot of quick answers from a lot of folks. It's great to see that. I'll try to respond to each one of you as soon as possible. So please put down your answers. And if you haven't hit the like button, please hit it right now and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and do share it out with your friends so that we can have more people joining. And don't forget to click the notification bell so that you don't miss a single live class or videos that we upload. So guys, it was great session with all of you interacting and learning about coordinate geometry and giving so many answers to the questions. So when is the next class? Guys, right now in this lockdown period, we are having classes daily for physics, chemistry, and maths at 8 p.m. on our YouTube channel. And we also have more live classes on our website, manochaacademy.com. So guys, do check it out. We have the physics and chemistry course, and maths courses are coming this week. So please check it out for class 10 and for class 9. And do share it out with your friends so that we can have more people joining. So thanks a lot. Here's our website, manochaacademy.com. I'll also put the links below. We have interactive videos, quizzes and questions, more live classes where we talk about detailed concepts and do more questions also, and you get direct replies from me. All right, guys, thanks a lot. And do join us in our next live session, which will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. on our YouTube channel. Great, guys. And please do take care of your health and utilize this time to clear up your concepts and keep learning, and stay positive, guys. Take care. And I know it's a difficult time for all of us, but take good care of your health and stay positive. Everything's going to work out fine, and I do pray for all of you. Okay, thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed the class, and please share it with your friends. All right, this is Sandeep Manocha signing off. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.